Hey, it's Edge here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here off on our time frame and looking at the I guess I could call it main count, although I don't. There is of course issues with it as well, like with the other counts as well. But again, at the moment I feel like this has the best potential of succeeding. This is just due to the smaller time frame structures inside here on the circled area, where I'm expecting this to be a three-way structure. This fits this count the best. So that's the only reason why I like this best at the moment. Again, there are multiple different other ones going out there or in here, but we're not going to go through them today. Again, the idea here is, if we are going back to 30-minute time frame, is that we have this structure here as a five-way structure in this larger ABC, looking to complete this wave Y to complete this wave B of higher time frame. So the idea here is that we are looking to create some kind of three-way structure here to complete that B wave before another drop downwards. We have few invalidation levels down here around 14k, but we'll check on those later on once we have actually created this leg upwards, if we do. So what we got here on a smaller time frame is again a few different ideas. One of them was saying that we had this as a three-way structure into W, then three ways into X, and then A, B, and then C. Again, we can't really have this anymore unless we say that this is a three-way structure. Again, it does not fit too well, but again, that was one idea. The issue with this count was that this wave Y would be so small in comparison to this wave W that it does not really make sense. So not really the best one here. The main counter I was tracking here yesterday was this, where we were looking at this a three-way structure back here for that wave Y, taking out the lows of wave W here. Not really getting any extension targets here, not even hitting the 0.618, but again, just look wise, this is the best at the moment, and there are again few different alterations to this as well, but to me this looks the best at the moment. The expectation yesterday was that we were looking to create this C leg here as in a five-way structure, but we are getting some kind of issues here on smaller time frame, which we're going to be digging into today. Of course, there was also this one where we had this as a possible wave Y already, but again, don't really like this too much, so we're just going to skip it for now. So let's focus on this idea here, where we had this as the main count, where we were expecting this to be a five-wave count upwards. So if we are zooming in here to check out the smaller time frame, again on 5 minute at the moment, and what we were yesterday looking into was this count, where we were looking this as a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mentioned the issues that this count had, which was that we did not even hit the 1.382 extension for that third wave, and also that the base channel here is barely broken here, and that is generally what we definitely want to be seen broken and getting back test on if this was to be a third wave in general. Again, these base channels are generally again acting as a support for that possible wave 4 once we have broken out of it, having that as the wave 4 and then 5th, and that would give us better divergence. Now, while this is still possible, because again wave 4 is not overlapping with wave 1, it was a bit it was smaller possibilities or smaller probabilities in general. So again, now we have had some weird structures today forming here, and especially after the midnight, basically we had another high here made. We are creating some kind of divergences here, at least some. We had the high here, which again is giving us divergences between some of these peaks. So we had double divergence here, which is something, but again, not really fitting into this count particularly. So I'm not quite sure which I do like the best at the moment. There was other scenarios where we again were talking about before, where we had this as an ABC, just due to the fact that this again, the extension targets were around the 1.382 extension of this A wave for that C wave. And again, that fits fits it a bit better in my opinion. Then we could also be looking at this, where we would be looking and measuring these out. However, the issue with this one, this WXY, is that this structure here gives out the feeling that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It definitely looks like a 5-way structure here in wave A. And then we could have a expanded flat here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that C wave. So that fits very well as well. The issue comes in here though. I'm not quite sure how we should be labeling this. Could we just label the wave C up into these tops? I guess we could. And at that point we would have this as another 3-way structure. Again, this is not really pretty at all. We don't get anywhere to these 1-to-1 extension targets on either of these, but we do hit the 0.618 on both of these. So I guess it could be possible that this is done here. And again, that would just make us have this as a 3-way structure. Now this does not fit into the higher time frame expectation what we had here, which was a C wave. Again, C waves are always 5-way structures, and what we got here is a 3-way structure if we are labeling it this way. So we have some kind of issue with this. Of course, this could turn into some kind of diagonal, where we would have this as the wave 1, and then we would be having a wave 2. However, in these diagonals, we should not have expanded structures, meaning we shouldn't have a connector wave in here that is a flat. So again, that gives us some more issues with this local count. So at the moment, I don't really have a proper looking count for this, unfortunately. Is it possible that we are having this as some kind of larger wave 4, where this would, instead of being a third, it would be instead of being a 5, this would be a third? That is very somewhat possible, but again, getting into these highs as a 1, as in the wave 3, is somewhat issue. So if we have to have that as a case, I feel like we might have to have this as a 1, 2, smaller 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and 5, and then that could be the third, where we had again 5-way structure in the third wave. So again, it is not really good looking, especially this lower time frame structure in here. The wave 1s would be very out of proportion in comparison to this third here. The wave 4 in itself is not really too much bigger than this area here, so I guess it could be possible, but again, it does not have the right look in my opinion. So that's why I'm a bit hesitant to call any of the counts really good. Now again, if we are looking into very much smaller time frame here, we were discussing about this earlier today on Discord, what this could be, and I had shown one of the counts here that I had and thought was somewhat probable. We had this as a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a wave A. Again, the expectation was that we are still creating some kind of connector downwards before launching up higher, and I actually took a long here, and it took and I'm still in that long at the moment, and I just I didn't add into it. I'm just sitting on it, not really sure what kind of structure we are again forming in here, but the idea was that we were just creating an ABC structure here. Again, the targets were hit really well. We hit right into the 1.236 here with that end of C wave. We had a very good looking 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the third, fourth, and fifth. So all of the subwave structures fit very well. The extension target fit very well. So that's why I was looking to a long here. But after that, again, we had another low created and another low created. On smaller time frames, again, we do still have this divergence that we could be playing right now with this move higher, but I'm not quite sure how we should be labeling this, to be honest. On smaller time frames, if we are just looking at this, there are so many different ways to label this. This has the potential of having this as a 5, 3, and 5, which is again some kind of flat or a zigzag pattern. So but again, I'm not quite sure how it would fit the other structure in here. There was also this where we could have this as a 1 2 1 2 in here, and then have this rest of the structures very similar. This could still be that fire wave, and this could be still that fire wave, aka that zigzag here, but again, different labeling for this kind of count. And this is one way we could be having this as some kind of a fire wave structure, which would explain some of the divergence that we are having here. Again, not perfect by any means, but on at least 2 minutes we do have those divergences. Let's see, actually this is pretty much erased all of the divergences here on 1 minute, 2 minutes. Let's see, 2 minutes we still have all the divergences there, yeah. But yeah, I'm not quite sure where this is going to lead up at the moment. I feel like this could be a start of something. So again, definitely need to be careful out there, especially if we want to be going long at the moment. This does feel like, again, another three-way structure upwards at the moment, but we'll see how that turns out, whether we can take another short setup here somewhere, maybe. But I think that is going to do it for today. Not really any trade setups per se, but again, other than the structures that I showed here on Discord before or earlier today. But I think that is going to do it for today on Bitcoin. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Links to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of the day. See you next video. Bye bye.